Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here. Cutting overhead faster than a Soundcloud executive trying to keep that sinking ship afloat into the fourth quarter in Stellaris. And yeah, if you're living in the Peterian Empire and working on a wormhole station, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're gonna need to consider this your termination notice. Or rather, you should consider the 3 minutes ago when I destroyed all of your workplaces and jettisoned your bodies into the cold vacuum of space in order to save an extra 9 cents a month. You should have probably considered that your termination notice, both literally and figuratively. I'm sorry, you had to go. We had way too many wormhole stations. We've cut our overhead, we've re-wrangled our empire, got ourselves out of our crippling debt spiral that we were in, and now we're just waiting for some sweet cash to roll in so that we can upgrade a fleet. We just completed a little construction. That's fantastic. All right, you know what? Hold on a second. We're going to slow this down just a little bit. Because what do you need the money for? Well, we got the second Husker Squadron here, which is a garbage fire of an armada, but it is an armada, and it's one that we don't have to actually build. Merely, we have to pay for the upgrade. So we're going to upgrade 53 ships for only 687 minerals. We need those minerals, we need that upgrade, and then once that's finished, we can use those ships to go slaughter our foes. I gotta say, I'm feeling a little bit like Jay-Z over here. Sure, we got initially in way over our head when we incorporated the Eruption Armada, just like Jay-Z did when he bought the Tidal Music Service, but now, here it is, a few years later, and Perfidious Pete is laughing all the way to the bank on this one, just like old Jay-Z, thanks to Sprint paying him $200 million for the Tidal Music Service. I genuinely don't know what the hell Sprint is thinking with the $200 million. Trust me, I'm as baffled as you are by that. I got no idea what they're hoping to accomplish with that one. But hey, you know what? Works for Jay-Z. It's going to keep Beyonce and Diva money. That's for damn sure. Really, though, Sprint. Honestly, I think out of that situation, the bad news is not for Jay-Z, but I think the bad news out of that one is actually for Sprint themselves. Because think about it. They're willing to throw away $200 million to try and lure people into using their terrible service. And the thing they think is going to draw people into using Sprint as their cell phone carrier is access to Jay-Z's Tidal Music Service. That's your selling point, Sprint. That's what the marketing gurus and geniuses you've got down there, that's what they came up with, huh? Oh, you know what? Give them a free subscription to that Tidal streaming music service. People like music, right? No, they don't like Tidal at all. It was woefully failing until you, Sprint, just decided to throw an armada of cash Jay-Z's way. He was down to his last straw, man, trying to pulling his hair out by the roots, trying to figure out what the hell to do. He was like, man, I don't know how what I gonna do. There's an Ether Drake over here. Yeah, we know he's still there. He was down to his last straw, and then, you know, good old Sprint came along and saved the day. We're going to go build a shitload of mining stations, and when that's done, we're actually going to come here and, well, we're going to stop all of those orders. Thank you. First off, come build. No, this is not what I want you to do. First off, come here and build a research station, and then when you're done with that, build a bunch of mining stations. Let's go talk about how we're going to stockpile minerals and then squander all of them. It's the Perfidious Pete method. Immediately say you're going to do a thing and then... hostile fleet. Lambda Menace. Well, I was kind of hoping we'd be able to just roll out into these outer spiral arms, but it looks like some of this may be occupied by some hostile aliens. I don't really care. It's just more people to squash beneath my boot, really. It's sort of kind of a non-issue. A second Husk Squadron. Why are you not in orbit, though? Did I not tell you to go to Earth and orbit it? Because I'm pretty sure I told you to go to Earth and orbit it. Enter orbit. Cannot enter orbit. Orbital space is full. Oh. Well. Alright. Huh. Guess there's only so much space around a planet then. Well, fortunately, Petersburg is not far away, and you can go enter orbit around that, right? There you go. You can also perform any upgrades we might want there, and it's not even far away. So get your asses out of there and start saving us some cash. We got somebody close their borders to us. We really don't care. We're not even sure who that was, and I didn't pay attention, because at this point, it doesn't really matter. An interesting find. +1 Cybrex artifacts up. Okay, we got 150 biology research as well, too. But back to my whole Sprint analogy. Really, Sprint, though, it's like you're trying to lure kids into your candy van Except instead of using candy, your go-to plan is just be like, hey, I'm going to dress up like a scary clown and be like, hey, kid, you want to come inside and see my van? And then expect his floppy shoes to get the kid to say no. He's not going to say yes. He's going to run screaming and call the cops immediately. It's not what you want, U.S. Sprint, but that's what you're going to get with the whole... That's what you're going to get with the title thing. I'm tempted to go for the slave army and build a slave processing facility just so that we could get rid of some of our populations. We also... You know what? We should maybe just... Let's just get this out of the way. I'm just going to build... Not because I necessarily want slave armies, although at this point I think we could probably find a good use for them. Hint. But mostly because I want that research off my list. It's been on my list for a freaking eternity, and I kind of just want it gone. We also have some stuff that is not being harvested over here. Well, first things first, we have enough Husk Squadron. I want you to upgrade. Go into Petersburg, get your upgrades. I just want to do that to get the minerals out of our order there. 687. So we got about 300 minerals to play with. Let's send our construction ship over here to build a research station. And then we'll send this one over here to build... Alternatively, we could... Oh, this actually is a science ship, Pete. You should learn to read. I never learned to read. Well, why don't you come over here and survey Ofang. And then when you're done... We're actually kind of running out of places to survey. I mean, we could go survey the Mirak Empire, except they've got their borders closed to us. We don't really have any way to advance out here. I guess we're going to have to build ourselves another wormhole generator. Much as I don't necessarily care for that idea. Are you in our space yet? Nope, not claimed by any known empire. What about you? Not claimed by any known empire. The Oxbraxi Hive have been fairly quiet recently. I know they are in an alliance with that treacherous cow, Frank Mooterwood. Did you just call me a treacherous cow? Yes, I did call you a treacherous cow. Who are you? I don't know, but they're living in a gaping maw. Unrest, terror. After a period of mounting tension, the unrest on Zalabak Oxidolf has resulted in terrorist action. While casualties, property damage, or minimal, faith in the Peterian Empire's ability to protect its citizens have been shaken. Governing ethics attraction minus 33%. 240 months for terror victims. That's like 20 years. Don't worry, in 20 years, the eruptions will be dead because I'll have devoured all of them. How come you aren't devouring them right now, Pete? Well, there's, we got to get we got to get these robots deconstructed first. I took a look at all the planets that are now in this shitbox district, and most of them are peopled with robots. And until we get these robots deconstructed, we don't have any room to shove humans in there. Love to shove humans, and we're actually paying maintenance for these robots, too, is the other thing. When are these going to be deconstructed? We got about 4 years on that. 4 years to deconstruct a bunch of robots, huh? Couldn't we just get a giant car crusher and just start kicking them in there?
Construction complete.
Why do we have to disassemble them carefully? Let's just kick them off a cliff or chalk them in a dumpster or something. They'll be fine.
Ships upgraded.
Sector missing resources. Oh, right. We got the one sector that can't seem to break even no matter what we do. So let's give them a little energy injection. Ships are upgraded. I heard the magic sound of ships upgraded. We have a 17,000 strength fleet right now. That's pretty amazing. So I feel like we should probably put those ships to good use then. We now have a wormhole that's going to get us most of the way into your space, which is fantastic. Anything else out here we might harvest or otherwise take advantage of? I mean, nobody's doing anything over here, so why don't you come... Yeah, build 450 credits worth of mining stations. And what are you doing out here? A whole lot of fuck all is what you're doing. Is this in our space? Not claimed by any known empire. We're going to have some idle construction ships shortly just because we don't have anything for these construction ships we have built to really do. We're all caught up. Our building is going faster than our ability. Oh, here we go. Why don't you come over here then and build mining stations? You can do that. There you go. Some nice busy work for you. It's just like when Franklin Delano Roosevelt created the New Deal and gave America busy work to keep, keep them minds off the fact that they were living during the Great Depression. Be like, oh, why don't you go build the world's largest hydroelectric dam? They're like, yeah, I'm contributing to history. And Delano was like, no, you're just part of a public work project to get the fuck out of the road. Keep your mouth shut. Okay. Found some extra minerals there.
System survey.
Now, when we do declare war on the Bright Concord here, this is something we have to be cognizant of. They are a member of a federation. Granted, it's a shitty loser federation, but it is a federation, and we are going to be at war with all of them once we start shit with any of them. And shockingly, I'm pretty okay with that. Let's take a look at the Mirak and see how they stack up to us overall. They are inferior. Fleet power is inferior. Naval capacity is pathetic. Technology level is equivalent. Well, I love inferior and pathetic. I really do. Yeah, you usually would love those, Pete. They're actually going to be the 2 words that are spawned on your headstone as your epitaph. Perfidious Pete. Inferior. Pathetic. You're not wrong, but it doesn't necessarily mean I can't enjoy being it. So all of our energy credits are now going away because we're going to pay to maintain this monstrous fleet we've got rocking here.
Anomaly found.
This fleet is very expensive. War declaration. The Valdarli Inners has declared war on the authority of Menjus, which is the other half. Man, Frank Mooderwood's is non-stop warfare. But these guys are in the Bright Concord, aren't they? Are you in the Bright Concord? I'm just trying to remember. Are you a member of the Bright Concord Federation? Yes, you are. So, our enemy of our enemy. Damn, that Mooderwood is crafty, though. He knew he saw our forces moving into position. He was like, oh, this is it. Pete's about to declare war. Now's my moment. I'm also going to declare war. And the other problem is Mooderwood is actually in an alliance with the Oxbraxy Hive over here. It's a little unfortunate for us. We're moving our ships out, we're going to get them into position, and then we're just going to immediately declare war. While these guys are busy with Frank Mooderwood, we swoop in on the back door and pick up Mooderwood's leavings. Pete, are you taking Frank Mooderwood's sloppy seconds? Yes, I am, and I am not ashamed of it in any way, shape, form, or capacity. Build me all the mining stations, though. Also, we should probably talk to that merchant guy, since we are having a little bit of an issue with the cash. Not really making as much cash as I would like. Let's see if we can get a little more in there. How do we talk to that guy again? I mean, we can't just go to any species list will do, I guess. Or not. I thought we could just go to communicate. Oh, yeah, this is what we want. Artisan Troop Curator Enclave. Where's the squishy guy who looked like Kif from Futurama that we were trading with before? Yeah, these guys, they actually like us. They're the one race in the galaxy, the Gecko Geico. They're like, we heard you might like to save 15% on trading minerals into energy. Consider us, Zeracorp. I would like to trade minerals for energy credits, yes. I would like to trade 1,000 of them, in fact. 1,000 minerals? I don't want to, no deal. We're interested in something else, actually. I would like to trade minerals for energy. There we go. Yeah, give me 500 energy for 1,000 minerals, please. That'll do. Also, that's going to make them like us very much more. Good. Alien Drag Racing. Adds the skid marks modifier to FL0935. Boy, nothing is better than after it's had the skid marks modifier added to it. I know my boxer shorts are constantly enhanced by having a skid marks modifier added to them. Fully surveyed, fully surveyed. Get some idle science ships over here. Do we have the ability to travel out? I mean, we could go, you know what, go survey out here. I'm just kind of curious what's out there, and somebody should probably survey Gamma Draconis, just to keep up appearances. We know there's some kind of monster or some shit over here. 666 power of A. Oh, very clever. Got some alien devil worshippers out there. It's the number of the beast, Pete. We got a beast of an army. No, you don't have a beast of an army. Your army's a piece of shit. It's gonna get ruined. And as soon as we make it to Dandar, we're talking about ruination over here. I'm talking about the Marak Empire and some real bad shit that's going to happen to them.
Evading hostile fleet. Construction complete.
Somebody's attacking the Woo! HIMS Woo! Reports that the fleet has come across a pirate hub in the Villa system. Likely the source of the corrupting influence has turned some of the outcasts and criminal elements of the Peterian Empire into violent freebooters. Going by their massive, misshapen, and visibly aged ships, these pirates are likely the remains of some past galactic era, possibly descendants of privateers in an ancient war, turned pirate following mutual destruction of enemy and ally alike. Where are those guys at? Pirates live out here? I mean, I'm not extremely worried about it. We'll get to them when we get to them. I got other wars to do. Woo's going to be missing in action for a little while. That's fine. Los Pedalus convinced it's surface construction. I honestly have no idea what it's even building. Don't really care at this point. Why not? Because, you know, it's time to declare war. We're going to humiliate the Commonwealth, and once they have been humiliated, we are going to force them to become our vassal. Liberate, 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 liberate. No, no, no. Liberate, no, no. Cleanse, cleanse. I like cleanse, but we're going to go with vassalize. This is going to take us a lot of war score. We could also try and vassalize the Pobal and Harmonious Republic. Vassalize the Commonwealth of Merak. It's the most powerful... Interesting. The most powerful subset. That puts us at a 90 war score, so there isn't much else we're going to be able to get out of them. In fact, there's literally nothing else we're going to be able to get out of them, and honestly, I don't really care because there's nothing else I want. I just want them to be my vassal, so we're going to confirm that. We've declared war, and then we're going to immediately take these two fleets, merge them into one monstrously titanic fleet, and then we're going to fly them straight into their capital sector, because in this case, we want to fight. I'm worried about my vassals having any kind of power. I don't want my vassals building up an armada and suddenly thinking they've got what it takes to challenge the throne. I want my vassals to know that they are vastly weaker than their overlord. Unrest, this too shall pass. Threat of forceful intervention has done little to dissuade the disruptive elements on Avlik Zajac. In fact, the locals seem to have lost faith in this method of control. People really want to be pacifists. I really don't care. They can be a pacifist right up until the time I'm pacifistically smearing them across some toasted bread and devouring their children. We'll see how pacifist they are then. All right, let's go check out this fight. I'm going to crank the speed down a little bit here. We have an utterly overwhelming offensive advantage. Yeah, these guys are going to get absolutely annihilated. So the Merak have literally nothing they can do to us. We have a monster armada. Well, let's go ahead and start pounding their planet into chunklets of slop. We have a timed project. Okay, some debris. Yep, sure is debris after we blew everything up. Of course there's debris. Combat stats, we didn't even take damage. Total damage output was catastrophic. We blew up their spaceport before I even noticed it was there. Then we blew up a defense platform and a mining station too, because I guess we're just kind of jerks. Deep space station, we have defense stations unlocked. That's good. What else can we get? Battleships, not really interested in those. Marauder missiles, autocannons. Hello, are you any good? Nope, you're garbage. Why so bad, autocannons? Swarmer missiles and armored torpedoes, I don't really give much of a crap about. I'm thinking maybe we unlocks autocannon, but the autocannons seem really bad. They're worse than Marauder missiles, which is saying something because I said the word missile. Maybe we just go for the level 2 engineering facility. It's going to take us 36 months to research that. That's actually quite a long time. Don't we have some armies idling somewhere? Yeah, we do. We got a bunch of armies in orbit around Earth. Well, you know what, armies? Let's get all of you together because there's a planet we're going to need to invade here very shortly. So all of you guys merge up into one massive fleet. Let me know when that's done. It shouldn't take these guys too long. In the meantime, either fleet can continue bombing the capital of these other variety of space roaches. We never get tired of bombing roaches.
System survey.
Never gets old. Never gets old. Couple science ships that need some stuff to do. Let's find these guys a task. Or ideally what we would find them is like 25 different tasks. Here, why don't you guys come out here and survey any place that hasn't been surveyed, just like here, here, here. You can go survey our vassals, and you can come over here and do like Didasco, Batica, Jampton, and survey. Do you think Jampton is the place that people go in Stellaris when they're looking to like find a nice place to spend the summer? Oh, I've been out summering in the Jamptons. Quite lovely there. They've got binary star. It's double the radiation. It really helps work on the tan. I quite love the Jamptons. Of course, the real estate is atrocious, but I'm idle rich. I can afford it. Okay, transport fleet. If you guys were all in orbit around Sol, how are you having this much trouble merging into one fleet? In fact, what the hell are you guys doing? How are you not merged? Just make one fleet. Did you do it? Okay, it's about damn time. Now that you've done that, why don't you come over here to Mirak and, I don't know, level it. I mean, it's technically already leveled, so it's not really much for you guys to do. Let's go land our armies. And we'll just keep the fleet idling, chilling about the planet, sort of keeping itself busy. We do want to straight up destroy the Mirakian fleet, though. We don't want to just leave it. We can't afford to just leave it. I don't want these guys, after I've begun bringing them into my empire, I don't want them to have a fleet that they could even think about putting up a resistance with. I don't want them to even start entertaining the notion that they might be able to attack us. I want them to realize how thoroughly beneath my boot they are. See, this is a problem I made with these guys, is I left them a bit of a fleet. They got, see, they still have 4,000 total force sitting over there, and it's making them think, you know what, if Pete gets in over his head or has to attack a strong foe, maybe we attack him. I can't have them thinking that. I can't have them thinking that I am weak, that they've got a shot. We got to let them know there's no chance in hell, boys. No chance in hell. You come for the throne, you're going to have to deal with the sword. Because the throne is made of swords, because everything is a Game of Thrones reference. They don't call it the Iron Throne for no reason. The Woo has been fully repaired. Oh, it's back in orbit doing fuck all. Well, Woo, let's get you back out into the mix, man. Don't let them get you down, Woo. You get bucked off, girl, you get right back on that old horse, get out there and start surveying. In the meantime, I can't help but notice that Not a Distraction is not delivering the death blow that we would like them to deliver to our foes here in Akalum. What we got here? We have actually unemployed people. Well, you don't have anything to do, huh? Well, guess what you can do then? Probably we're going to build a power plant here. Yeah, just go ahead and we'll build you a power plant. Do we have an energy grid on this planet? Does not appear that we have an energy grid. Are we really going to overstuff with... you know what? Yeah, we can afford an energy grid. Let's build an energy grid. We've finished some manner of irrelevant science. Cheaper war demands we don't really need. I think we've already done that one twice. Cheaper ship upgrades, don't really care about. I don't want either of these things. I actually want them off of my list. But this one takes like 100 years. 156 months to research something we don't even want. Just give me Biolab too then. Science facilities are at least useful. We can get something out of that. It's still an upgrade. Speaking of which, I know we're sitting on a lot of minerals. We should probably start using those in order to do something for the good of the Empire. If nothing else, what we should be doing is doing upgrades to all of our research stations. So let's upgrade you, because, you know, we're going to need food eventually. Or, you know, we probably actually are good on food, sort of, right now. We do want to clear a tile blocker, just so this place has room to grow another population once that one's complete. This garbage fire I keep forgetting about. Although it seems to be rallying around a little bit. I mean, it's not quite the garbage fire it used to be. I miss the olden days when it was a good garbage fire, and now it's just sort of a mediocre one. I miss it back when it was, you know, when it was first cutting its teeth, and people are like, man, now there's a garbage fire that knows how to smell like a reeking pile of flaming garbage. I suppose we could build you a mine. We could also build something here. What tiles do we have that have nothing? We got this one that's making 2 minerals and 1 food. All right, so you're going to get a mine. Build a mineral processing plant? No, that's the energy. I just want to build a mine. Mining network? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to suppress the production of food. I don't really care. This one, we're also going to build a mine. And up here... You know what? Here, just build a hydroponic farm. That'll be fine. Get to suppress some stuff. Pete Cargo. What do you got? Well, first off, this guy's got to be moved to a different job. Congratulations, you're unhappy, so anybody who's unhappy gets immediately locked into indentured servitude. The lesson is, never be unhappy in the Peterian Empire, because I will slap you in chains. Anything else we want to upgrade here? No. Do we need to clear a tile blocker? No, they've got plenty of room still. I know we're not fully optimizing and micromanaging our planets to their utmost usefulness, but I'm not really that worried about it. Our planets seem to be doing fine. We don't really seem to be having a whole hell of a lot of trouble kicking the crap out of all of our opponents. Upgrade, 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 and upgrade. Yeah, we want science here. What are we lacking in? Still biolabs, huh? All right, do another biolab. Biolab. Why don't you also be a biolab? You're getting slapped into chains, so here, don't be a slave anymore. You're a research scientist now. Meanwhile, this research scientist is going to research what it takes to grow corn. It's a lateral move for him. You're unhappy as well? Well, don't be a slave anymore. Let this man be your slave. Meanwhile, you get upgraded. We need to clear a tile blocker here. What tile blocker would we clear? How about one of the ones with science on it? We don't have enough energy. We don't actually, we're out of minerals. All right. Well, we squandered those real quick. I got money in my pocket and I'm looking to burn it.
Hostile fleet engaged.
This is exactly our point. We want to engage this hostile fleet and we would like to absolutely decimate it. This is going to cost us some of our combat strength, though. These guys got a lot of ships. All right, let's crank the speed down a little bit. Curious to see how this one goes. Are we shooting at a space station instead of a fleet? It can't help but feel like we're shooting at a space station as opposed to a fleet. It doesn't really matter. We're going to take some losses on this one, but the enemy armada is going to be completely annihilated. It looks like we have, yep, utterly destroyed them. I don't even know what this is. Oh, we're blowing up their transport fleet as well. Well, that's going to get us some war score. Somebody right now is like, Pete, you know we can't see your war score. Yes, I realize the channel logo is right over the war score thing, but you know what? I'm lazy. I'm not moving it. Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. So, do we need to go invade any more of their empire? Probably not. If we go conquer their capital, end their rivalry. You know what? Hey, get insulted. Honestly, I think the fleet battle we just put on was probably the biggest insult we might ever actually offer those people. But the actual literal insult was fun, too. So this race of space roaches is going to fall beneath our boots relatively quickly. We are going to need to build a few replacements, but... Really? Where? What, did they rebuild it? Oh, no. We're just vindictively blowing up a mining station because we're assholes. That was a drive-by bombing. That felt really unnecessary. Okay. These guys... Shit, they've got an actual fleet, though. Okay, transport fleet, we're going to need you to move, and we're going to need you to do it very quickly. I want you guys back in the Dandar system. You're going to have to try and beat this fleet on the way in, while not a distraction comes over to save your ass. Yep, hostile fleets are present, but we should be running away from them as fast as possible. I don't think they're going to catch us. We're safe. You can't catch me, bro. I'm too good. My transport fleet is like the gingerbread man. If you want to catch us, you got to have John Lithgow tear our leg off while we're lying on a cookie sheet and spit icing in our face. That's the only way you're going to get rid of us. I'm making Shrek references. You know, I think it may be time to wrap this episode up. When the Shrek references start coming out, that's how you know Pete's a little bit tired. When that's the best I can do, didn't even like Shrek. I do want to pound this planet's defenses back into pudding, though, and then I think invade it. Cleared a tile blocker, got 800 in cash and prizes up here. We could go back. Now, you know, while we wait for these guys to show up, and we can crank the speed up a little bit here. While we wait for that to happen, we might as well go back to performing our upgrades and, like, planetary maintenance that we were taking care of. We got nothing else to do. I'm sure upgrade whatever that is.
System survey complete.
Upgrade this because it makes energy. Anything we can get that gets us energy is sort of what we're going for here.
Complete. Construction complete.
Yep, good. Constructions and system up. Oh, here we go. We can upgrade the shit out of this stuff. Do we have a friendly slave here? We do. All right. Well, you're not a slave no more. Congratulations on your promotion. We should upgrade this. Give me another biolab. Man, this planet is a dump. Why? Somebody remind me why I colonized this place again? Because I seriously don't remember. Build, what should we build here? You know what? Just build, I think just a regular power plant will keep us in fine stead. Those Peterious, you guys need anything down here? Nah, y'all look pretty sorted. Bobby Loxic, yeah, you guys need all kinds of stuff, but mostly what you need is to not be alive anymore. We need those robots gone. We do have a human population on this planet. It's just they're unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Oh, because of the unrest. You're not actually unhappy. Well, I mean, you're not exactly stoked either, though. Not stoked, not unhappy. The important thing,
Construction complete.
this planet's defenses are about to get absolutely ruined. In fact, we should probably say ruined. It's going to be so destroyed. We have 2 idle construction ships. Well, you could come to Ofang and build a mining station. Is there anything you can do? I don't know. Is there anything you can do? I can drive that loader. All right, Ripley, get on it. This is an assholes and elbows situation here. Just get stuck in. Not a distraction. I see the enemy fleet took off at the first sign of trouble because they're not idiots. In the meanwhile, this planet's getting bombed, and we're just going to straight up land our armies on it. It's going to take us 10 days to get in the wormhole. Once we get in the wormhole, a little time to fly to the planet. By the time we get there, this planet is going to be leveled to the ground. Like, we've reduced it to its component chunks.
Tile blocker cleared.
Rendered down to its base atoms.
Construction complete.
Base Atoms, by the way, the lesser successful sequel to the Robin Williams hit movie Patch Adams. Base Atoms was his drug-dealing brother. Was always trying to get people to, you know, free base. That's why they called him Base Atoms. Be like, hey, Base Atoms, what you up to? And he's like, well, I got me an 8-ball here. Can I just thinking about freebasing the whole thing? Be like, whoa, don't you think that's maybe an overdose? You gotta call your old brother Patch and ask him if that's a healthy level of drugs to be injected into your system. And Base is like, I think I can handle it. The next scene is Patch Adams giving his eulogy while wearing a clown nose. Got an idle science ship. No idleness. Idleness is not allowed in the Peterian Empire. I will not tolerate the idleness of hands. Idle hands. Out of our reach. We need to build more wormhole station. We do? Because it looks to me like we have wormhole access all the way out to here. Nope, it's convinced we are out of range. Oh, is it because they destroyed our worm? We don't even have a wormhole station out here. Okay, I guess we do need to build a wormhole station. All right, then. Well, shit pickles. That's a bit of an onion in the ointment. Can't survey, can't survey. You can't survey any of this stuff. Now, at some point, we had warp access out here. We have, never mind. We have... Or can we just use the Glorious? That must be it. We can't use this because there's a hostile fleet in the way? Fine, we'll go kill them. Those guys are probably there to destroy that wormhole generator, and honestly, I don't really care that much. We'll rebuild it, it's fine. Wow, our armies are kind of getting wrecked, though.
System survey complete.
We have these guys beaten down to no fortifications, but they have 17 armies. Yeah, I don't... Unrest is bad. Let's lower the speed a little bit here. Are we going to be able to win this? I don't think we're going to be able to win this. Well, they're going to start crumbling. We got destroyed.
Planetary invasion failed.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's actually quite bad. Oh, we had a scientist who died? Ugh, goddamn scientist costing me influence to replace all the damn time. Well, we probably should have bailed out of that before all of our armies got killed. Would have been the smart thing to do. What are you good at? You have plus 10% research speed and are you're immediately hired. 10% research speed and you're the youngest scientist available, so it's an easy pick. There you go. Enjoy that. Sectors are missing resources. I'm sure these guys are just out of energy again. There you go. Let's just crank you guys up. Give you another 500. That ought to keep you happy, fashion flush and fat for a little while. There's our dead scientist warning. We fully surveyed the system. Our invasion of Myria has failed because they have an absolutely stupefyingly ludicrous number of armies there. So we're going to have to come up with an alternate game plan. What's that game plan going to be? I think we're going to go split this fleet into 2 chunks. One chunk is going to come over here, and these guys did destroy our wormhole. One chunk's going to come over there. The other chunk's going to stay over here. And in the meantime, what are we going to do? We're going to just re-recruit our armies. We can get armies from... I mean, armies are cheap. So, build an assault army. Petersburg, assault army. St. Peter's, also assault army. Petersonville, assault army. Everybody build me 1 assault army, please. Except for you, Bobby Laxtrick. I don't trust you. I don't want you building anything. Don't build anything. So that gives us what? 10 assault armies? They had like 17 on the planet. We're going to need more. But in order to get more, we're actually going to need more minerals. So I think I'm just going to let some time run here and wrap this episode up. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see the culmination of our war with the last... well, you know what? I say the last remaining bastion of space roach, but we all know that's not true. If you see 1 roach, you've got 1 billion roaches. That's just the way roaches work. If you see 1, you've got 40. Also, we can go ahead and build more assault armies. Another assault army, and 1 more assault army. That should probably be enough to get us to where we need to go, but likely I'll kick up in another month of... You know what? What's another month of minerals to us? What were we using them for? We're not using them for anything. Let's wait, kick in another month of minerals. Anyway, if you want to see that ultimate invasion, you might consider subscribing and post new episodes of Stellaris every single day. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.